Morning children. So in our today's module we are going to discuss about some numerical portion. Fine. Let's just get started. So you need to do these numericals in your notebooks. Fine. We'll practice some more. Now see. The first one you all can see here. The question is what happens to the force between two objects if mass of one object is doubled, the distance between the object is doubled and tripled, and the masses of both objects are double. Remember this thing, these such kind of questions are very important from examination point of view. So we all know, according to Newton's law of gravitation, the force of attraction between two objects is given as F is equals to capital G m1 m2 upon r square, where m1 and m2 represents the masses of the object. Fine students. R is the distance between the object and G is gravitational constant, which value is 6.673 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square kg square. Now students, see, the first question that they are asking is that what happens to the force, that is this force, if the mass of one object is double. So we just need to double the mass of only one object. Fine students. Now let's just quickly do it and see what happens. If mass of one object is double, then the new force you all can see here, this is the mass of one object, we have doubled it, that is 2m1. Fine students. Now see here, then the new thing that comes here becomes 2, fine, multiply by G m1 m2 upon r square. Fine. So this 2, let this 2 be here, and this capital G m1 m2 upon r square, can we write it as F? Of course we can, because here we have discussed this thing that F is equals to G m1 m2 upon r square. So you all can see here, we actually can write this as F. So this becomes 2F. Fine. Now what does this mean? If the mass of one object is doubled, then the force becomes double. Okay students, this is what the first question is. Now let's just quickly do the second one. The second part consists of two subparts. They are asking that if the distance between the object is doubled. Fine. So we need to double the distance, that is 2r square. What would be the simple formula? That is G m1 m2 upon r square. Fine. But here you all can see, this is what the simple formula is, but you need to double the distance. So simply do it as 2. Okay students, it becomes 2r square here. So what would be the answer? 4r square. Fine. Simply separate the values, it becomes 1 by 4 and capital G m1 m2 upon r square. Fine. Now see students, can we write G m1 m2 upon r square as F? Of course we can. F1, F multiplied by 1 will give you F, and here comes 4. So F by 4, which means force become 1/4. If the distance between the object is triple, and that time what would be the new force? We had already discussed this thing bache, that if the object is double, then the force becomes 1/4. So let's just quickly do this thing. You all need to solve it. Fine. You just need to understand the concept, that solve it by your own. So if the distance between the object is tripled, quickly do it in your notebook dear students. 3r square, simply 3r square, because they are asking for the distance if the distance becomes tripled. Tripled means 3 times. So what would be the answer here? G m1 m2 upon 9r square, because 3 square is 9. Fine students. Now simply separate it, 1 by 9 G m1 m2 upon r square. Fine students. Now can we write G m1 m2 upon r square as F? Of course we can. F multiplied by 1 will give you F, and here comes the 9. So it becomes F by 9. And here comes your answer, force becomes 1/9 time. Fine. Similarly students, there is another part that you all can see here. They are asking if masses of both objects are doubled. So let the masses be doubled in both the cases. In our first case we had already done the one, that is G 2m1 m2 upon r square. But here we need to double the masses of both the masses. Fine. We need to double both the masses, not just one. So let's quickly do it. So 2m1 and 2m1. Fine, it becomes 2 2s are 4. Okay, simply write 4 and then g m1 m2 upon r square. Write down these values. So look here now students, 4 multiply by g m1 m2 upon r square. So 4 into this we can write it as f. So it becomes 4f, which means force become 4 times. Fine students. Now comes the third question, and they are asking that a stone is released from the top of a tower of height 19.6 meter, and they are asking us to calculate its final velocity, that is v, and that is to just before touching the ground. Fine. Now see here, height is given to us, simply write it down, that is 19.6 meters. Initial velocity is 0. Fine. And because we need to find out the final velocity here, so how would be finding the final velocity? Simply apply the formula from the third equation of motion, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. This is what the third equation is. Fine. Simply write down the values, put all the values into this equation. V square is equals to u square, we have already know u is 0 here, plus 2 into g is 9.8, it is given, and height is 19.6. Simply solve the questions. Fine. And after solving it, we will be getting the value of v, that is 19.6 meter per second. Fine. Let us just quickly do the last numerical, that is the ball thrown up vertically returns to the thrower after 6 seconds. Find the velocity with which it was thrown up. Fine, with which it was thrown up. So total time is 6 seconds. The velocity with which it was thrown up is 3 seconds. Fine, and the velocity with which it was coming down is 3 seconds, and the total would be 6 seconds. Now see here, the second part is the maximum height it reached and then its position after 4 seconds. So we would be calculating each and everything here. Now see, the first part is time taken is 6 seconds, that is already given, but they are asking with which it was thrown up. So thrown up means the total distance is 6, but what would be the half distance? The ball is thrown from this distance to this in 3 seconds. After returning, it will be 3 seconds. So 3 plus 3 becomes 6. We need to half the time. Okay, we need to half the time, that is it becomes 3 seconds. So time of ascent, that is equals to time of descent. Simply write the formula, that is we need to find out the u. So v is equals to u plus gt, but here we need to take the negative value of g. Why? Because it is showing the upward motion. Okay students, simply write the formula, v, that is 0, is equals to u minus g, that is 9.8 into 3, that is the time. Time is here 3 seconds, because the total is 6, but we need to find out only the half, that is 3. The answer would be 29.4 meter per second. Similarly students, we can also find out your height. How will be finding that? With the help of third equation of motion, that is v square is equals to u square minus 2gh. Now negative sign will be taken because it is showing upward motion. Okay, let's just quickly do it then. So 0 is equals to 29.4 square, because u we have already find it out. Simply apply it and put this u value in this your equation, that is the third equation of motion, and your minus 2 into g is 9.8, and h is h, because we don't know what exactly h is here in the question. We need to find out the h. Simply put all the values here and your answer would be 44.1 meter. Similarly students, we can also find out the third one, that is in initial 3 seconds, we need to find out the 4 second, its position after 4 seconds. So in initial 3 seconds the ball will rise, then in next 3 seconds it falls towards the earth. But we need to find out the distance after 4 seconds. So what would be the 4 second? It will be 1 second. The time needs to taken here is 1 second. So after 4 seconds, the time would be taken as 1 second. Why? Because ball is here. From ground it reaches to here in 3 seconds. Then 4 second means after 1 second it reaches here. So we need to add this much time here, that is the 1 second. Fine students, let's just quickly do this thing as well. So you all can see here from the second equation of motion, that is h is equals to ut plus half gt square. Simply apply it, u into t. U is 0, so any number multiplied by 0 will give you 0 plus half. G is 9.8, t we are taking it as 1 here, 1 square. The answer is 4.9 meter. Now students, the ball will be at 4.9 meter below, fine, from the top of the tower, or the height of the ball from the ground will be, we need to subtract the total height with this height, that is 44.1, subtract by 4.9 and the answer would be 39.2. I hope this thing is clear to each one of you. Fine, you can simply solve the same kind of numerical, fine, related to these very formulas. All right students, thank you everyone.